नमस्कार दोस्तों, आपका अपने चैनल मनोज गुप्ता अकेडमी में आपका स्वागत है। दोस्तों आज हम लोग क्लास 9 के ज्योग्राफी में लेसन नंबर 2 एंडोजेनेटिक मूवमेंट्स इस लेसन का एक्सरसाइज करने वाले हैं। सो फ्रेंड्स, अभी तक आप लोगों ने इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब और चैनल लाइक कीजिए और अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर कीजिए। दोस्तों और बाकी सब सब्जेक्ट के भी वीडियो अपलोड किए गए हैं, उसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया गया है, आप लोग वहां पे जाके देख सकते हैं। और इस वीडियो को अच्छी तरीके से देख करके अच्छी तरीके से सुन करके भी इसके क्वेश्चन आंसर बैठ कर सकते हैं। यह है लेसन नंबर 2 एंडोजेनेटिक मूवमेंट्स, उसका एक्सरसाइज कर लेते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, टिक इन फ्रंट ऑफ द करेक्ट ऑप्शन। फर्स्ट, ऑन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर स्लो मूवमेंट इन द अर्थ्स इंटीरियर डिपेंडेंट लैंडफॉर्म्स वेलोसिटी डायरेक्शन। द आंसर इज वेलोसिटी। नाउ नेक्स्ट। सेकंड, when waves divert from each other, what do they create? Compression, tension, mountain. The answer is tension. Now next. Third, for the formation of the rift valley, which of the following processes should occur in the earth's crust? Compression, tension, weathering. The answer is compression. Now next. Fourth, which of these is a fold mountain? The Satpuras, the Himalayas, the Western Ghats. The answer is the Himalayas. Now next. Fifth, the formation of extensive plateaus is a result of which type of movements? Mountain building, continent building, horizontal. The answer is continent building. Now next question. Question number 2. Give geographical reasons. First, building collapsed at the foothills of the Himalayas because of an earthquake. Before collapsing, they were moving forward and backward. The answer is first, if there is occurrence of an earthquake at the foothills of the Himalayas, the surface of the earth trembles. Second, the particle lying in the way of primary waves move to and fro in the direction of energy transfer. On the other hand, the particle lying in the way of secondary waves move up and down in the direction of energy transfer. Third, primary waves are the first ones to reach the surface of the earth and they are followed by the secondary waves. Therefore, before collapsing, the building at the foothills of the Himalayas moved forward and backward. Now next. Second, there is a difference in the formation of the Meghalaya Plateau and the Deccan Plateau. The answer is A, formation of the Meghalaya Plateau. First, because of the internal movement, horizontal waves moving towards each other in hard rocks form faults due to compression. Second, when a part of the earth's crust in between two parallel faults is lifted, it looks like a block. Third, such a landform is known as block mountain. Fourth, the Meghalaya Plateau is formed in similar way due to a slow endogenous movement. B, formation of Deccan Plateau. First, during eruption, when the magma comes out not from a single vent but from many cracks or fissures, it is called fissures type volcanic eruption. Second, the molten material coming out with this type of eruption is spread on both sides of the fissure. Third, as a result, volcanic plateau are formed. Fourth, the Deccan Plateau is formed in similar way. This is formed due to sudden endogenetic movement. In this way, there is a difference in the formation of Meghalaya Plateau and the Deccan Plateau. Now next. Third, most of the volcanoes are found on the plate boundaries. The answer is first, there is regular eruption of active volcanoes in the present times. Second, plate boundaries are the weakest section of the mantle. Third, due to endogenous movement, many of the plates are pulled away from each other. Similarly, volcanoes are also formed as magma rises upward from the underlying mantle along the gap between the two plates. Thus, most of the volcanoes are found on the plate boundaries. Now next. Fourth, the barren island is becoming conical in shape. The answer is first, barren island is an island located in the Andaman Sea dominated by barren volcano. Second, barren volcano was dormant for a long time, but in February 2017 it started erupting and its eruption is conical. Third, due to its eruption, cone-shaped mountain start forming. Therefore, the barren island is becoming conical in shape. Now next. Fifth, volcanic eruption can cause earthquakes. The answer is first, areas of earthquake and areas of volcanoes are directly related to the plate boundaries. Second, due to the tension in the interior of the earth, fractures in rock layers are formed. It also leads to formation of magma. Third, the magma rises upward from the underlying mantle along the gap between the two plates and thus it leads to an eruption of volcanoes. Fourth, Sometimes due to tremendous pressure at the time of volcanic eruption, the Earth's surface trembles leading to earthquake. In this way, volcanic eruption can cause earthquake. Now next question. Question number 3. Identify and name the internal movement. First, tsunami are generated in coastal areas. The answer is sudden movement. Second, the Himalayas are an example of fold mountains. The answer is slow movement. Third, molten magma is thrown out of the Earth's mantle. The answer is sudden movement. Fourth, Rift Valley is formed because of faulting. The answer is slow movement. Now next question. Question number 4. Arrange the following statements in chronological order in which an earthquake occurs. यहाँ पे हमको दिया गया इसको chronological order, ascending order में लगाना है. The answer is first, the plates suddenly move. Second, due to the movement in the mantle, compression goes on increasing. Third, along the weak point or fault line, rocks break apart. Fourth, stored energy is released in the form of seismic wave. Fifth, the earth's surface vibrates. Now next question. Question number 5. Distinguish between first, block mountain and fold mountain. The answer is block mountain, fold mountain. Block mountain first. Because of internal movement, horizontal waves moving away from each other are formed. This causes tension on the layers of rocks. This leads to formation of faults in the rocks. Fold mountain first. Because of the energy waves and pressure working towards each other and in horizontal direction, the layers of the soft rocks form folds. Block mountain second. When a part of the earth's crust in between two parallel faults is lifted, it looks like a block. Such a landform is known as a block mountain. Fold mountain second. If the pressure is very high, large scale folds are formed. As a result, the surface of the earth gets uplifted and fold mountains are formed. Block mountain third. For example, Black Forest Mountain in Europe, the Meghalaya Plateau in India. Fold mountain third. For example, the Himalayas, the Rockies, the Andes, the Alps. Now next, second, primary and secondary seismic waves. The answer is primary seismic waves and secondary seismic waves. Primary seismic waves first. The seismic waves that reach the earth first immediately after the energy is released in the interior are called primary seismic waves. Secondary seismic waves first. The seismic waves that reach the earth after the primary seismic waves are called secondary seismic waves. Primary seismic waves second. Primary seismic waves can travel through all the three medium, that is liquid, solid and gaseous. Secondary seismic waves second. Secondary seismic waves can travel only through the solid medium. Primary seismic waves third. The particle lying in the way of primary seismic waves move to and fro in the direction of energy transfer. Secondary seismic wave third. The particle lying in the way of secondary seismic waves move up and down in the direction of energy transfer. Primary seismic wave 4. Compared to secondary seismic waves, the primary seismic waves are less destructive. Secondary seismic wave 4. Compared to primary seismic waves, the secondary seismic waves are more destructive. Now next, third, earthquakes and volcanoes. The answer is earthquakes, volcanoes. Earthquakes first. Sometimes, due to rapid earth movements below the surface, the crust is subjected to a tremendous stress. This energy gets released suddenly, resulting in trembling of the surface of the earth. This sudden trembling of the earth's surface is called an earthquake. Volcanoes first. A process in which hot, solid, liquid and gaseous material are thrown out of from the mantle of the earth onto the surface of the earth is called volcanic eruption or volcanoes. Earthquake second. Due to earthquakes, the land may not erupt or subside. Land may erupt or subside with a smaller extent. Volcanoes second. Due to volcanoes, the land erupts up to greater extent and as a result, cone-shaped mountains or volcanic plateaux are formed. Earthquake third. During earthquake, molten magma may not come out on the surface of the earth. Volcanoes third. During volcanic eruption, molten magma comes out on the surface of the earth. Now next question. Question number 6. Answer in brief. First, give reasons why an earthquake occurs. The answer is an earthquake occurs due to the following reasons. First, tremendous tension is created in Earth's crust due to internal movement. Second, the plates move. Third, the plates collide over each other. Fourth, plate slides one below the other. Fifth, fractures are formed in rock layer due to tension in the interior of the earth. 6. Sometimes volcanic eruption occurs. Now next. Second, which type of movements have led to the formation of the major fold mountain in the world? The answer is first, slow endogenetic movements that occur continuously have led to the formation of the major mountains in the world. Second, the major fold mountains like the Himalayas, the Aravallis, the Rockies, the Andes, the Alps, etc. are formed due to slow endogenetic or internal movement. Now next. Third, how is the magnitude of the earthquake related to the collapse of houses? The answer is first, the high magnitude of the earthquake leads to the collapse of house on a large scale. Second, the secondary waves reach the earth's surface after the primary waves are reached. These waves are more destructive than the primary waves. Third, the particle lying in the way of these waves move up and down in the direction of energy transfer. As its effect, the houses on the earth's surface move up and down and collapse. Now next. Fourth, what are the effects of earthquakes on the earth's surface and human life? The answer is, the effect of earthquakes on the earth's surface and human life are as follows. A. Effects on the earth's surface. First, earthquake leads to formation of cracks or fractures on the ground. Second, it causes landslides which leads to sliding of rocks. Third, it sometimes leads to the change in the course of the groundwater. Fourth, it results in uplifting or subsiding of land. Fifth, it sometimes leads to generation of tsunamis in oceans. Sixth, it also leads to occurrence of avalanches in snow-covered areas. B. Effects on human life. First, earthquake leads to great loss of life and property. Second, it leads to disruption in transportation routes. Third, it leads to collapse of communication system. Now next. Fifth, explain the types of seismic waves. The answer is, the types of seismic waves are as follows. First, primary or P waves. First, the seismic waves that reach the earth first immediately after the energy is released in the interior are called primary or P waves. Second, they travel rapidly in radial direction from the focus of the earthquake. Third, they travel from all the mediums, that is liquid, solid and gaseous. While traveling throughout liquid medium, their direction gets changed. Fourth, due to these waves, the particle in the rock move forward and backward in the direction of waves. Fifth, primary waves are comparatively less destructive. Second, secondary or ES waves. First, the waves that reach the earth's surface after the primary waves are called secondary or ES waves. Second, these waves scatter in radial direction from the focus of the earthquake. Their velocity is lesser than the velocity of P waves. Third, they can travel only through the solid medium. They get absorbed as they enter the liquid medium. Fourth, due to these waves, the particle in the rock move up and down in the direction of waves. Fifth, secondary waves are more destructive than the P waves. Third, surface or real waves. First, the waves that are generated after the primary waves and secondary waves are called surface or real waves. Second, they travel in the direction of the circumference of the earth along the crust. Third, due to these waves, the particles in the rocks move up and down as also sideways. Fourth, surface waves are highly destructive. Now next. Sixth, explain the types of volcanoes on the basis of periodicity of eruption with examples. The answer is, the types of volcanoes on the basis of periodicity of eruption are as follows. First, active volcanoes. If the volcanic eruptions are regular in the present times, then such volcanoes are called active volcanoes. For example, Mount Fujiyama in Japan, Mount Stromboli in Mediterranean Sea. Second, dormant volcanoes. When a volcano has not erupted since long but may become active suddenly, it is called dormant volcano. For example, Mount Vesuvius in Italy, Mount Katmai in Alaska, Barren Island in India. Third, extinct volcanoes. The volcanoes which have not erupted in the past since long and are not likely to erupt in the future are called extinct volcanoes. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Now next question. Question number 7. So the epicenter, focus and the primary, secondary and surface waves of an earthquake with the help of a neat label diagram. This is the diagram: Earth surface, epicenter, focus, primary waves, secondary waves, surface waves, etc. Now next question. Question number 8. Show the following on a given outline map of the world. सो फ्रेंड्स, आज हमारा यहाँ पे लेसन नंबर 2 का एक्सरसाइज कंप्लीट हुआ। फ्रेंड्स, आप लोगों को ये वीडियो कैसा लगा आप लोग कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर लिख करके बताइए। इस वीडियो को ज्यादा से ज्यादा लाइक कीजिए, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर कीजिए ताकि उनको भी क्वेश्चन आंसर मिल सके, और इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। नमस्कार दोस्तों।